What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Gray Media. This is Josh here, checking in on you out there in YouTube land on a Friday. Hey, yo! We made it. We made it. I am so happy to be here talking about a fucking truly epic film. Lovecraftian, gory, nasty, occult. You got it. Coming at you. The Void. So I first discovered The Void back in 2016. Wait a minute. How are you? How have you been? I miss talking to you. What you been up to? How are things? How's your mom and Nam? No, it's been like 24 hours. Did you eat good? Did you get some sleep? Are you hydrated? Let me just get a little hit of this Powerade Zero, which tastes like absolute shit when it's warm, but when it's cold, that purple hits. Hope you're doing good. I love talking about The Void. This is I mean, it's incredible. This is gonna be a really easy video for me because I think it's just fucking perfect. A flawless film. People are gonna bitch about, oh my god, some of the fucking effects are so cheesy, oh, they don't explain, it's all ambiguous at the end. That's what I like about it. So The Void is my cat just came in here. Bones! There's nobody else home. There's gotta be other things you can do. Come on, man. The Void is a love letter to 1980s cinema. It snuggles up. It absolutely loves the 80s. It's very Lovecraftian. It's got some of that From Beyond, Stuart Gordon, inspiration to it. The Void, it's just otherworldly, right? That's pretty cliche, but let's break it down. In 2016's The Void, the film opens with Officer Dan Carter. Dan's a down-on-his-luck cop who's out patrolling late one night, whose bad evening's about to go from bad to worse as he finds a body limbering along the side of the road. Bloodied, unable to speak, he calls for backup and rushes to the nearest hospital. What he finds inside that hospital is pure nightmare fuel. Not only are the patients writhing in agony, their faces twisting, the nurses screaming, but there's this otherworldly, this ethereal hum coming from this cult that surrounded the building outside. Little does Dan and the crew inside know, this is the portal to the gateway to summon a demon from hell. And there are some hells worse, and in The Void, we get to find out exactly what that is. I can't put The Void over enough. It's notable for all these Lovecraftian influences, sure, but the dread and the tension in this film, it taps into this primal fear of the unknown that I just can't get enough of. The number one scene in The Void, the absolute reason to watch this movie, is when that cop and those hillbillies have to traverse down into the basement, down into the bowels of hell itself. That scene is so gripping, that climax where they're just kind of lurching through the dark, and you get that POV shot where you're like following the gun, following with them, and slowly but surely these creatures are starting to emerge. We're getting glimpses on the camera of this. It doesn't even make sense. The practical effects, people, the goop, the slime, the marl, just everything. It's absolutely disgusting. And these creatures are unlike anything we've ever seen before. They have tentacles, multiple limbs, gaping mouths, everything. They seem to be constantly hungry. Tension builds and builds as the camera continues to explore this basement. We realize these aren't just mindless fucking monsters. They seem to be working together. There's like this hive mentality where they're communicating with each other in this language that we can't even understand. The scene reaches its climax as we see these creatures, this grotesquerie up close, flesh, bone, eyes that seem to glow from this otherworldly intelligence. It doesn't even make sense. It's like if The Thing was redone, The Void fucks around, man. What I love about The Void is obviously the Lovecraftian take where, there's this forbidden knowledge. I think that the doctor eventually saying, you never know what you find unless you really go looking. That shit's incredible. The fact that he's going to try to bring somebody back and he's going to use drug addicts, homeless, people that are indigent, people he doesn't think are worth saving to try to reach this other state of enlightenment. And boy, oh boy, does he. He becomes obsessed. Mad scientist. It's like he bought the book of like From Beyond, but for dummies. He's not that good at it, but the things that he creates down in that basement are worth the cost of a mission alone. I was totally reading up on The Void a couple years ago and seen that on a Reddit post. They were like, how to Void for dummies, and I'm like, I'm gonna use that someday. There it is, just peppered it in. This is a pretty dramatic tale. I feel it's stupid nowadays to say like I didn't like the movie because of the characters. I'm an 80s kid. We like schlock, gore, right? Graphic nudity, graphic violence, things happening that you can't explain. Big fan of. Who cares about the characters? But I actually do. I think the Doctor is such a great character. I sympathize for him, and as it starts to reveal more layers of this onion and what he's trying to expose, it's incredible. I totally went for the ride. This movie had me on the edge of my seat every time I watch it, which is probably, I don't know, man, twice a year. I'm blown away. I can't get enough of it. I can't believe that people aren't watching this movie. I hope that you do. I think it's a 10. I fell in love with it the first time I seen it. All the practical, everything about it. It has this trance on me. I mean, if it didn't have the creatures down in the basement, this would be a subpar movie. It'd be probably a 5. Original idea, no payoff. Having those creatures and showing them in graphic detail, that's it for me, baby. Guys, I had so much fun with this one. I absolutely adore The Void. I think it's charming. It's got the Blob, it's got the Thing, it's got like some From Beyond, some Reanimator, it's got a lot of Stuart Gordon, a lot of heart, a lot of Carpenter, and I don't think it gets talked about enough. So, man, every time I watch it, I go back and I need to be talking about The Void more. I should go on social media and tell more people to watch The Void because it's that good. It just is. I like the ambiguous ending. I like every character minus, I mean, there's some triggering scenes in this movie. There's a lot of occult behavior. There's drugs. There's pregnancy scares. There's almost R words. There's all kinds of terrible things happening, and it's done in this kind of enlightened, almost like how Martyrs does, where you got to get to the end and be like, what kind of fucking ride was that? The Void is that ride. Take it, please. Guys, as usual, thank you so much for hanging out. I got to spend 90 minutes clipping The Void and watching those on a Friday afternoon. The only thing that can make it a chef's kiss was if there was like a thunderstorm going outside and I had the cold air on. You know what I'm talking about. The Void rips. You guys rip. Thanks so much for hanging out. Please continue. Like, comment, share, subscribe, talk some shit down there. Share with anybody you know, anybody you hate. I don't really care. Can't wait to see you again soon. We're talking about the Night of the Living Dead soon. But I gotta do it. I gotta give it its justice. And we're talking about Tom Savini's 1990 remake. Hang on. Cheers.